Greetings, greetings, greetings. Hello, hello, hello. It is so good to be live, alive, doing life on this beautiful day. Are you doing life? Where's life doing you? So grateful to be getting back on here for our weekly live stream here on YouTube. Grateful for everyone that's been subscribing to the channel, sharing all the different messages, connecting. That's probably been the thing that just lifts my spirits the most is everyone that's been like the message finds you in alignment, which is divine, and then you're able to like respond, you're able to like share kind of your circumstances. I think that always helps us to feel a little less alone in this world, a little more seen, a little more heard. And that's something I believe we really do need here and now. Because we all know, I mean, the world is definitely hard. It's hard to play the game of life right now. But it is all about your mindset. If you have a positive mental attitude, PMA, right, you're going to persevere. You're going to come through the other side of the challenges and the difficulties that face you far better off. You're going to be a better version of yourself. You're going to like transform yourself through the fires of life. And that's a beautiful thing. It really is a beautiful thing when we persevere, when we endure, when we give ourselves permission to start facing some of our fears, to not allow for how we feel to dictate what we do. That's huge right there. No audio? I got audio. No audio. Maybe your mic's turned off. I'm glad someone said that there's audio. We should have audio. Yes. Appreciate you all checking in. Maybe it's just you're muted or something. But it does sound like we have audio. It looks like I got audio on my end. Awesome. So the thing is that where most of us find ourselves is still trying to overcome patterns of self-sabotage, self-betrayal, self-destruct, self-implode, right? And those are all negative patterns. And they're all based on where we grew up, who we grew up around, how we were programmed, right? Because what it truly takes, the difference between someone that is successful and someone that's not successful is one thing. Can you guess? It's literally a relentless, unwavering belief in yourself. It's to believe in yourself, to believe that you are worthy, to believe that the vision you have is worthy to be expressed, to come into 3D reality, and that your vision is unlike anyone else's. But it takes this level of self-confidence. And you have to leave all this negativity behind. And that's, you got to break old patterns. And the thing about when you break the old patterns, when you start to do new things, I don't understand why it's like this, but it is. Mark my words, guaranteed, you will be challenged. You'll feel like right when you start making some decisions and overcoming some fears and some blocks, you'll start going up and feeling good about yourself because for you're starting to self-actualize, you're starting to, like, self-believe, and, like, there's a vision you see, and you're being inspired to take action on it. As soon as you start coming up, guess what? You're gonna get punched right in the face. And you're gonna get knocked out because you're gonna hit a lull, and you're gonna start coming down that roller coaster ride, and it's like a trial by fire. Who do you become in that adversity, in that shift from, "Oh, wow, wow, this feels so good. This feels so good. I believe in myself. Woo!" And then you go down. Who do you become? Do you default back to the old self? And most of us were tempted. You're gonna be tempted. It's a tempting to say, are you gonna go back to the old self? Or are you going to start practicing these new habits, these new rituals, these new patterns of behavior in those tough times? That's the proving ground. When things are feeling good, things are feeling up, you're feeling inspired, you're feeling motivated. Maybe it's after listening to this, it's coming from the external. And what it takes is having a routine, having practices that you can fall back on in the tough times. And the tough times could come like once every 10 minutes, once every hour, once every day, once every week, multiple times throughout the week, multiple times throughout the year. Like your flow and your rhythm of highs and lows is all based on you, your stability, your belief in self. But the guarantee is that they're going to come. It's just, who are you when you're going up through a high? Who are you when you're going through a low? Right? When you feel good, if you're still caught in like the patterns of old, maybe you're feeling good. Your team won yesterday, or your team's winning right now, or your team won, and you're focused on the external. Right? And so you get a shot, right? You feel good. Yes, yes. But does it last? No, it doesn't last. Because then you still have to be confronted with your life, your internal state of being, your environment. And most of us have been programmed throughout the course of our lives to give away our power. We are controlled by everything that's going on around us versus everything that's going on within us. And that's a false belief, because in reality, your reality is a reflection of what's going on the inside. But you think, which is a problem, too much thinking. You think that there's a solution on the outside. Winning the lottery, having someone that you really like tell you they love you, right? Getting a promotion, getting a new job, right? Something happening on the outside that somehow then changes how we feel about ourselves on the inside, and it doesn't. None of that lasts. I watched this one video this past week, and I mentioned it in one of the talks, which it was like this really successful music producer that had kind of reinvented himself with all different types of genres of producing a variety of artists, from like alternative rock to heavy metal to rap. And it's like, throughout the course of his professional experience, he was always successful. Even when people said, "You're crazy. Why are you going to go do that?" Or, "Why are you going to work with that type of music now?" And he found success. But underneath the surface of his success was a depressed guy. It was a guy that was depressed. And it didn't get into the depths of what was going on there. But here he was at the height of his career in a beach home in Malibu, like California, like just an incredible, very exclusive setting. And he was ready to kill himself. The success didn't do it. The success won't do it for you. Achieving something outside is not going to fix what's going on the inside. It's not. It just doesn't work that way. If it did, man, I would try everything I could to give you guys all whatever it is that you think you need, if that's what worked. It doesn't work. And most of us in modern times, we think money is the solution. Like, if we just had more money, we would just be less stressed or less feeling the pressure and the burden and yet it's not about having more money, it's about feeling worthy, feeling valuable. Like, if you can bridge that gap of saying, "Well, I need money," money in and of itself is just paper, it's nothing. But if you start to believe in the energies of this world, like, the more valuable you become, the more you invest in who you are. That's this whole thing. That's the greatest return on your investment. It's not, did I put into crypto, Bitcoin when it was $1 and now it's at 100,000 or wherever it's at now. That's not value. That doesn't change you. Because I guarantee you there's people that have had that level of success and yet they've done nothing on the inside and they still feel miserable. They still have their heart broken. They still need someone else to try and complete them. And you see it all the time. Successful people kill themselves all the time. Why? Why do they do it? Right? I thought success was enough. It's not. Investing in yourself is the greatest flex that you could do right here, right now. And that's the invitation that I've been giving to you throughout the course of the introduction of the Results Kill Excuses brand, the channel, and now the app, which you can download for free. And there's literally over a month's worth of content in there that is all self-discovery. It's all geared towards helping you to evaluate your self-destructive, self-sabotaging, self-betrayal patterns, right? This is what the self-discovery process is, right? It's helping you to see, okay, you got to get honest with yourself. You got to start realizing you are your own problem. Ain't nobody else. It's not anybody else's fault. You are your problem. Thus, the empowering way to reframe that, you're not a failure. You are the solution also. You're the solution. And you have to just shift your mindset. Your mind, we don't realize the power of our mind. Our mind can either be our worst enemy. Most of us are. Most of us are our absolute worst enemies. We are holding ourselves back. We are criticizing ourselves. We feel so insecure within who we are, standing up against any other person. We feel like we're not good enough. And I'm here to tell you that you can shift. You absolutely 100% have control over your mindset, your mind, your thoughts, your thinking. It's one of the most obvious yet overlooked areas that you have control over is what you are thinking, and then your thoughts connect to how you feel. So if you think I'm insecure, you think that you're not good enough, you think that you've been dealt a shitty hand, you can easily check all that. But most of you are still waiting for something on the outside to change, for you to change. And that's flawed. That's a flawed way of thinking. I used to think that way too, right? I used to think that, well, if someone loved me or told me they loved me, then my life would be perfect. But what I learned is that someone telling you they love you, they can also choose to say, I don't love you no more. And that's a really painful process to go through. Right? But it is part of this experience. All of us If you're an adult, there's a pretty good chance that you've experienced one, if not more, heartbreaks. And yet you're still seeking validation. You're still seeking that love. If you're still seeking that, you are the solution to that problem, right? You want somebody that is loyal, committed, authentic, that unconditional type love, healthy, secure, right? Available, faithful, accepting. Like, think about the person that you want the most, the characteristics, and then guess what? Write it down and then become that person. You have to be willing to become that person. And this is a really challenging process, especially if we are programmed to be a people user. Do you use people? Can you be honest with yourself? A lot of people have a hard time admitting, I am a serial people user. You use people for your own hits, for your own like thrills, your pleasure. I mean, it's a reality. They in the manosphere, right? It's like a womanizer, right? But women can be the same. Women can absolutely both sexes have a ability, right, to use the opposite sex for their own manipulation, self-seeking, like fulfillment. And it's so shallow. And then most and in those times, it's because you probably have some abandonment wounds. You probably have some mommy or daddy issues. And again, are you looking out the window or are you looking in the mirror? If you're looking out the window, you're waiting for something to happen in your life. And usually, if you're waiting for something to happen, that means you don't have control over these situations, or you have control, but you're circumventing it. You're relinquishing control over your life, and I'm going with the flow, right? The only thing that goes with the flow are dead fish, right? You want to be aligned with your divine purpose. You want to be aligned with your highest potential. And you know what you need to do. I don't need to tell you these things. I could show you how to do these things, but you know what you need to do to change up your life. For me, I was so hard-headed and stubborn that for me, it took me hitting a rock bottom. Not just one, but two, but three, and more. Because I'm so stubborn. I don't like to change. I was resistant to change. And in those rock bottom moments, it's so fucking painful that, I mean, I'm not just talking physical pain, I'm talking spiritual brokenness, just totally bankrupt on all levels, mental, emotional, spiritual, and physical, and just saying, I can't do this no more. I don't even know why I'm alive. I don't know why I'm not in jail, but I can't. This ain't it. This ain't it. And I know people that I've met along my healing journey, 12 years of sobriety, 12 years of seeking help, getting therapy, working on myself, improving myself relentlessly, that I know many, 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 many people that also hit rock bottom moments. And one of the gracious things of life is that if you hit a really bad bottom, as long as you get back up, like, things will start to improve. But a lot of people, when things start to improve, then they give up. Then they say, oh, okay, cool. Back to normal. Great. And then they give up. And then they'll be back, and it's like they don't learn the lesson. And this experience is a it it's literally a classroom. Life is a classroom. We don't see it like that. We just feel like we're existing and we're supposed to be voting and we're supposed to be eating and we're supposed to be showering and shitting and talking and connecting and working and what else are we supposed to be doing? Right? When the most important part of this life are the lessons, the spiritual lessons. It's actually overcoming the world. It's overcoming all of the distractions, everything outside your window, everything that you're looking at on the outside. And it's literally the real journey is going inward and realizing that everything that is showing up for you, it's not happening to you. You're not being punished. You're not being judged. You're not going to get smashed on the head like by this divine being that wants to crush you. That's like a guilt complex. That's a reflection of your own guilt, your own shame, your own self-worth feeling worthless. Like you almost feel like you deserve for bad things to happen to you because you've made a lot of mistakes. But here's the thing, can you learn from your mistakes? I make mistakes all the time. I make mistakes probably every single day. And guess what I do? I reflect on them and I say, I want to get a little better today. I'm going to get a little better tomorrow and a little better and a little better. This is the self-improvement. This is the journey of life. But so many people I know, you're holding on to things that are causing you to hold yourself back, stunt your own evolution as a human. And it's because you've probably experienced a great amount of loss throughout your life. I have experienced so much freaking loss, all types. And my guess is most of you have too. That this is the law of attraction, right? I truly do believe that I have aligned myself with God. This is a spiritual message. Like I spend a lot of time preparing myself to deliver this message, as I just saw 2222 go up on the timer. And it's never a coincidence when the message lands, when it shows up for you right at the right time. And I'm so grateful for all of you that respond, but don't just hear the message, respond with action. Respond by giving yourself a challenge, accepting the challenge to try something new. We're going into the holiday season. Most of us, it's going to be overindulge, overeat, and a total repeat of many, many years past. Why? Why are you going to keep doing the same thing over and over again and wishing that something would be different in your life? Why? But that's how conflicted we are. And then we're also that conformed. You're conformed. You don't have to do shit. You don't have to go and do that. You can skip out on all that. Oh, but I can't skip out. Then my family's going to think I don't love them. Dude, that's toxic. That is toxic. Do you realize this? Attachments, it's not just in intimate relationships. In family dynamics, we have codependency and enmeshment and trauma bonds and negative attachments that you can't even be your own self. You can't show up with your own thoughts. You can't show up with your own beliefs. You can't show up with a whole nother routine. You can't swerve on the whole program altogether to go and do what is fully aligned with you, which keeps you healthier, which keeps you on a program of self-improvement. You're willing to self-sabotage your growth in order for what? Acceptance. Acceptance. Which is your choice. You are choosing. You sacrifice yourself to conform and keep to the norms because you need to feel like you belong. You need to feel like you're accepted. You don't have enough self-confidence in yourself to believe in yourself that this is worthy of all of your attention, all of your time, if that's what it truly takes for you to break through to this next level of yourself, to the next version of yourself. Now, does that mean you'd go and tell everyone you love, fuck you, I hate all you guys? No, that's the toxic. And I used to live in that pattern in a family dynamic. If when things would really kind of bubble over and like become explosive, it's like we looked for reasons to have a falling out so we could go into our corners, not talk to each other, right? Avoidant, shut down. And for years. And yet, in this journey, and what's shown up different for me now is that I can communicate my love, my unconditional love to my family, to the people I care about, but letting them know that I love me more. Which, you know, you're a narcissist, you're self-centered, you're an egomaniac. It's like, okay, whatever you want, whatever your opinion of me is not even my business. I don't care. It's not negative. Me loving me taking care of me creating boundaries that are in my best interest, right? It may feel super uncomfortable, and people that you put boundaries around that are used to just having unadulterated access to you, that's very manipulative, that's very controlling. When you start to put boundaries with words and do it in love, oh man, they freak out. They freak out. They say, no, you can't do that. Who gave you permission to do what you want to do? It's like, wait, I'm a grown ass adult. What do you, wait, I don't get permission. That's one of the crazy things that I had a revelation of. And a lot of this has to go with my mom, right? So with my mother, we had a trauma bond early, tiny little guy. I'm in a trauma bond with mom, codependency, and thus she was the center of my world. And yet, as I've pursued this healing journey for many, many, many years, what I've realized is I had to put a boundary around her. Because here's what I realized is that my mom, again, we don't have control over the outside of us. But what finally like revealed itself to me is that every time I would walk into my mom's house, she didn't see me as a grown ass man with a family and kids that are teenagers. She didn't see me as that. When I walked in there, she's in a time machine. She still sees me as a little boy, little Greggy. And thus she can't she defaulted back to that control and that authoritarian type of style that if I was in her home, I needed to submit and subject myself to her authority. I couldn't like have my own opinion. And I finally realized it and I said, I can't do this. Because every time I did it, it would reset my own growth, my own expansion, and my own evolution about my highest self. It would reset it when I'd walk in her door because it's an energy thing. And so I had to break free from that. And by doing it, I created a boundary and I said, Mom, I love you so much. I love you with all my heart. But I'm not telling you what you have to do. I'm not telling you what to do, but I'm telling you that if this isn't honored, this boundary that I'm setting, my time spent with you is going to be less. And it's not because I don't love you. It's not because I don't care about you. I love you. I love you so much. I love you with all my heart. But I need to love you from a distance. I need to have that space. I need to truly be sovereign to release these old limiting beliefs. How many of you realize that you are carrying around limiting beliefs? Things that you believe to be true about yourself and your circumstances that are actually a betrayal of your true and authentic self. I guarantee you, everyone listening right now, you're carrying around limiting beliefs. Guaranteed. And those beliefs aren't even yours. And yet my mom freaked the hell out. She lashed out. Oh, she literally threw a tantrum because that was her inner child feeling like she was losing control. She needed to control me because her having control over me gave her a sense of like whatever her own self-worth was. And because I set a boundary and I said, I love you so much. I love her from like absolute abundance of unconditional love. I love every one of you listening to this right now. It's equal, actually. But here's the thing. I love me more. I genuinely love myself more than anybody else. And I know that that is contrary to popular belief in this society. That is like looked at, oh my God, this guy's a narcissist, egomaniac, self-centered. It's like, no, none of that. This is the whole game. From the beginning of life, everything is externalized. And I'm telling you, if you think that something on the outside, someone loving you, whether it's your mommy or daddy or auntie or uncle, your girlfriend, boyfriend, wife, husband, your kids, if you truly think that that is what's going to make you feel better about yourself and end your self-betrayal, prove me wrong. Prove me wrong. It is not until you truly do identify, as I see 11:11 here in Mountain Standard Time, that the most important relationship you need to have is the one with yourself. And most of us have spent all of our lives focused on all the relationships outside of ourselves that we have literally abandoned our own self. That's the truth. Prove me wrong. So the question is, how do I improve the relationship I have with myself? That's a good question. There's a 5-lesson course on the Results Kill Excuses app, said making over my relationships. Right? Making over my relationships. Guess which relationship needs to be made over? Yes, the one you have with yourself. And so that is the thing. And you're right. We all there's not anybody on this planet that hasn't gone through this. That's why I know that this is my message. I'm not the only one speaking this truth into existence. There are many people out there in many different ways sharing this same type message. Healing your inner self, being congruent with who you are on the inside. Ending a pattern of self-betrayal, self-abandonment, self-destruct, and truly cultivating your inner state of being to be more harmonious, more healthy, more loving, more caring, more kind, more generous to yourself. And the most beautiful thing is that when you do that, I mean, you become magnetic, like magnetic AF, right? Where most people grieve, though, is that when you truly are whole and complete, being who you are, that you believe yourself, you believe your voice, right? No one's gonna like pop up and say, you know what, let me tell you how you should be or what you should do. And it's like you believe it. You have found the truth within. You have healed, you understand, and you can hold space for other people. It's magnetic. The hard part of this journey, where most people quit, is the part where you have to let go. Again, if you're someone that has attachment issues, abandonment issues, letting go. Letting go is a really hard thing. Because we've been violated, we've been betrayed, we've been hurt, we feel like, ugh, I need to stay in control. It's sort of like an analogy of, you if you're not in control, then you're out of control, right? We have all these false beliefs. So it's like you're the driver of your own car. And it's like, nah, man, you know what? You'd be actually better off getting in the passenger seat and let God drive your vehicle for you. Let him guide you along this journey. Take that stress off. Come into alignment with your truth, with your higher self, with falling in love with improving yourself to become the best version of you every day. And that doesn't mean that you're competing against everybody, that you're better than everybody. That's again more societal misunderstandings that get most people to quit, because there's something wrong about caring about yourself, making yourself a priority. There's something wrong in this society. Why is that? Is anybody willing to ask the question, why does society hate it when people start to put themselves first as a priority in a healthy way? I'm not talking about being a manipulator. That's one of my hardest life no's, not allowed, is people that manipulate, people that seek to control others for their own benefit. That's not what we're talking about here. We're talking about you breaking up with the things that you spend a lot of time on, killing a lot of time, in order for you to like rekindle this like love for yourself. There was a point along your life where you went from being a child, even if you had been through a lot of bad shit as a kid, you were still a kid and things were pretty much taken care of or provided for you as best as they could based on the environment you were raised in. You didn't have a lot of responsibility. You were just receiving life and doing life. But then at some point, for me, it was about 12 years old, I had to shift gears and start making adult decisions. And it's like having that attitude is like, man, I ain't got time for this kid shit no more. It's time to start providing. It's time to start surviving. It's time to start like hustling. We ain't got time to do this kid shit. And that's I think a lot of people are grieving, right? The loss of their youth. Not just from the vantage point of you were more energetic. I think it was you were more free. You were more just light and innocent in a way. But I think it was just carefree. Just a lot more carefree. Nowadays, you're adulting. It's like, fuck, this shit's so stressful. Oh, fuck, I'm so overwhelmed everywhere I go. Oh, man, how am I going to pay this? How am I going to fix that? How am I going to do this? Now someone's broke my heart. What am I going to do now? Am I ever going to be loved? My marriage is falling apart. My relationships are falling apart. I'm not making enough money. And it's just like, man, we get so caught up on it. And usually the more overwhelmed you are by all of those things, right? Your relationships, your profession, your health, right? The more overwhelmed you are by those like big topics, I think that's an indicator that you're misaligned. You're not in alignment with your own truth. So how do you get more aligned? Well, you start to do some self-discovery work. You start to ask yourself these very simple questions. And you don't edit, you don't try and bargain, or you don't cast doubt on your own dreams. You literally ask yourself, what do you love? What do you hate? What do you want and why? Like if you were to literally, these were the things that I started exploring within myself. This is the self-discovery. It's understanding and rekindling like the truth of who you are. I talk to high schoolers all the time, usually about getting into I do some recruitment for a university, and I'm talking to a lot of high schoolers, and usually I'm talking about life and what are your dreams, what are your aspirations, what are your goals? And the vast majority of high school aged kids, when I ask them, "What's your dream?" Guess what most of them say? IDK. I don't know. I don't know what my dream is. I always tell them that's cap, right? For the youth today, that means that's a lie because we all do know. But because of even at that age, they have been programmed that they need acceptance. They need the validation of other people that if we speak our truth, if you speak your truth about what you really, 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 really desire in your heart, that something's wrong with you, or you're not good enough, or that, that somehow your situation now would have to completely change. And then you automatically tell yourself, well, that's impossible. And you're right. It is impossible if that's your attitude. But if you were to tell yourself right now that in 2020, before the end of 2025, that you're going to run your first marathon and you don't even run, but by this time next year, you would have completed your first marathon. If right away in your mind, when I say that, you're like, I can't do that. Well, then you're right. You can't do that. Where does that doubt come from? Do you see? This is where your mind is. But if you're someone that says, like, man, that would be a really big challenge. Holy shit. Could I do that? You start to, if you can even just say, could I do that? And then you start to imagine yourself doing that. Then you even search like 12-month training regimen for running my first marathon. It exists. You know, this shit's out there. Everything's out there. If you want it, if you truly want it, it's there for you, but you got to want it. And you start doing the searches, how to train for completing my first marathon. I guarantee you there's a 12-month program. There's a 6-month running program, even if you've never run in your entire life. And so if you're the person that says, man, yeah, I want to try something very challenging like that. I'm open to challenging myself like that. Then guess what? What is your mindset? Are you negative? Are you doubtful? Are you fearful? Are you hesitant? Are you complacent? Do you just totally discount anything that comes your way that challenges you past your current situation? Or are you somebody that says, wow, because if you were to search for some inspiration, people that had never run in their entire life and completed their first marathon within 12 months, I guarantee you there's probably a shit ton of experiences. You would find video upon video upon video of people that did just that. And guess what it started with? I mentioned this earlier. It's the difference between successful people and unsuccessful people. What is it? Self-belief. Some people are literally so just like unintelligent about themselves that they don't put all these restrictions. They don't overthink it. It's like the more intelligent you are, at least from like a thinking mind, it's like you'll talk yourself and you'll think yourself out of doing everything that you need to do for yourself to actually be better. Because you're just going to sit there and think about it. When somebody that's like, open-minded, right? It's actually called a growth mindset versus a fixed mindset. Fixed mindset is you're an adult, you have it all figured out, and nobody's going to teach you shit. And you're definitely done learning because you hated school and you're an adult now and ain't nobody gonna tell you what to do. Versus a growth mindset. A growth mindset is, hey, I'm gonna learn something new every day. I'm gonna be open. Oh, I've never tried yoga. I've always thought it was dumb as fuck. And I went and tried yoga. And it was probably one of the most challenging, one of the most beneficial things that I'd ever done. Right. I was somebody, and I'm giving you my own real world examples about growth mindset, trying new things every day. And it doesn't have to be like, oh, I've never skydived. I got to skydive today and I got to do these other, it's not extreme. We always want to jump to the extreme to get ourselves off the hook. I can't go do extreme stuff every day. No, new things every day is literally taking a new route to work. It's having a new bedtime routine, a new morning routine, right? It's listening to positive affirmations when you don't listen to positive affirmations. That's new. Getting on the Results Kill Excuses app, starting one of the courses, completing one of the courses, that's something new. You never done it. You never tried it. What could you lose? What could happen? Right? Doing some research about meal prep, healthy meal prep with macros considered, lower carbs, higher protein, and learning how to cook, learning how to meal prep for yourself for the week so that you're not having to go from one fast food drive through to another, which are, to me, it's all dumpsters. That's it. That's growth mindset. That's the mindset that's like, I'm not afraid to improve. I'm not afraid to admit that I need and should. And literally, I believe we're required to get better, to grow, to expand, to heal, right? To break up with our teams, try something new. There's wall to wall. Your favorite team is playing the favorite rival. Fuck all that. Try something new. Don't do that. Go outside in nature. Go for a hike. Go for a walk. Go for a ride. Ride a bike. Go explore. Go do some rock hounding. Do something new instead of sitting there and cheering for other people. Right? But do you have a fixed mindset, which is like, this is how it is. This is how it's always going to be. Or do you have a growth mindset saying, I'm open to try new things? And the reason why that's beneficial for you is because the truth is no one knows who they are. You think you know who you are because you're basing it off all your past experiences, but you don't know who you are in the future. If you take this moment right here, right now, to redefine you, to open yourself up from a fixed to growth mindset, and you start doing new things every single day, you create a habit of trying and doing new things, whether big or small. You're somebody that's like, oh, cool. I'm always willing to try new things. I don't know. I've never tried therapy. I've never tried going a weekend or a week without drinking alcohol. I've never tried not smoking. I've never tried not getting high. I've never tried, asking someone that I'm attracted to out on a date. I've never tried moving to a new town. I've never tried, applying for a job that I don't think I'm qualified for. I've never tried, it's all of these things. I've never tried, starting a YouTube channel and sharing my experience and my story with the world. How can you expect for things to change if you don't change? But I'm here to tell you, if you change one thing, your mindset, everything changes. Everything changes because you are right now a product of the consistency of your mindset. If you shift your mindset, everything changes. One day at a time, one experience at a time. You just start holding yourself to a higher standard, saying, I'm open to try new things. I've never missed out on the Thanksgiving overindulgence feast that my family always has. You know what? This year, I'm going to go ahead and do a hike and just do a whole nother plan. Does that mean that you don't love your family? No. But you would just much rather really focus on your health, focus on your nutrition, which mental health, emotional health, spiritual health, physical health, and you kind of put a stake in the ground saying, "Man, things are going to be different. I want things to be different." And it starts now. And it's an endurance race. This is an absolute endurance race. What I mean by that is once you start, you got to keep going. You're inspired to keep going. Once you really hit your stride, and it takes time. It takes time to really hit your stride because you got to go through some of those early ups, those real high. Wow, this is so different. And then, oh shit, what the heck? The bottom dropped out. Oh, back up again. Bottom, you got to go through a few of those over the course of some months, right? To really start to get stabilized and locked in. And it's the proving grounds. It's like giving up a hardcore addiction. You know, the thing that is the proving ground isn't you saying, "Okay, I'm gonna go today without it." They say one day at a time, but it's looking back and saying, "Man, I'm time, time and consistency." It's looking back and saying, "Man, 30, 60, 90 days, 6 months, a year." I mean, how did I get over 12 years of sobriety? It is one day at a time, waking up saying, I'm choosing life. I'm choosing life. I know what that pain was. I don't want that again. I'm done with that. I'm done. Sick and tired of feeling sick and tired. I don't ever want to feel that way again. I will do whatever it takes to never have to feel that way again. And just continuing to live in a growth mindset, saying, I'm going to find all the things, anything that gives me a result. Thus, Results Kill Excuses was born because I was full of excuses. My excuses killed my results. And that's the truth of it. But I wanted results. And the biggest thing that I wanted was to trust myself. And therapy alone didn't help me to trust myself. I had to go in, I had to be sober, clear-minded, getting therapy. But even the therapy lasts like an hour. So then what about once a week, twice a week? What about all those other hours? I needed to work on myself, shift my mindset, fixed mindset. Do I have life all figured out? Is this really the hand? Is it the hand I've been dealt? Is this all I got? Or is there a whole deck right here? I believe that if you are looking at a shitty hand right now, that you need to look again and be like, oh wait, the whole deck is there. Hold on. Let me grab the royal flush. Oh wait, I have a royal flush hand now. And then you start to act that way. You move in the way that you are a winner. You're not a loser. This isn't make believe, but you think about it. This is where most of us have a lot of doubt. The power of the mind, the power of our imagination. And for those of you that are on here, we are going to do some breath work and a visualization. And I hope that that will help for you to give yourself an opportunity to lock into your growth mindset. And so we'll do that here shortly. But it's realizing that your imagination is the same mind, the same imagination that has created every single thing that is human made on this planet. Everything that exists was first conceived in the mind of a human being on this planet. Think about that. It started there. Nothing became something. Somebody had this divine inspiration. I believe that this is like inspired through God, that we are given a vision. That's why it is so important for you to believe in yourself, believe in your vision. Yes, it's gonna seem impossible. That's why you got to build your self-confidence. I'll talk about that in just a second. But the mind, if you don't think you can do a marathon by next year, then you can't do a marathon by next year, period. If you think you could do a marathon, even though you've never done a marathon, but you're like, yeah, why couldn't I? Thousands and millions of people run marathons of all different body types and races and ages. Like, you have to get to the macro, right? Get past your situation, your limiting beliefs, and get to the macro. People of every race, every color, every size, every age run marathons. Millions of people every year. Does that mean they win the marathon? No, but just to complete the marathon. It sounds crazy. It sounds unbelievable. But if you could look at the big picture, that millions upon millions of people of all types. I mean, I've literally done a marathon with people with missing legs. And y'all are like, I couldn't do a marathon. Hell no. You're already like, I can't do it. It's like, you can't do it. You're right. You're right. The person that says they can't and the person that says they can, both are correct. When will you give yourself permission to shift your frame, your mindset, your beliefs? And the only way you can shift your beliefs is by letting go of the current ones you have that are holding you back. And that takes the self-discovery piece. It's totally about the self-discovery piece. And yet, the self-confidence is where it starts. The way you gain self-confidence, most people have such a negative self-concept, negative self-image, and low, if not zero self-confidence. And it's because your word means shit. Your word to yourself, the things you tell yourself that you're gonna do, and you let yourself off the hook time and time and time and time and time again. What that doesn't do, like, yeah, other people are gonna lose confidence in you. Other people are gonna probably not trust you. But the thing that's most important is you don't trust yourself anymore. And you're probably somebody that really is hard on people that let you down with their word. You have high expectations on people, right? But low standards that you don't even hold yourself accountable. And I know this because this is who I used to be. I was bullshitting myself, bullshitting everyone else. And I had to hit rock bottom many times in order to finally turn my life around and never look back. And that's the thing. It's an endurance race of the rest of your life. This commitment is you signing up saying, I'm going to invest in myself for the rest of my life. And I guarantee you're going to live so full that you'll die empty. And that's a good thing. Versus people that live empty and die full of potential, of things that they could have done, wish they had done, regret not doing. All out of what? Fear? All because of you didn't believe in yourself. You were worried about what other people said. You hear it all the time. If you're ever doom scrolling and you see the people that interview like the older folks, they always ask them, hey, what's a lesson? What's a message? What would you tell your younger self? They always say, the most common answer that I hear is that people say that they wish they would have done more things for them and not worried so much about what everybody else wanted. And the same is true right now. It's right here in front of your face. Thanksgiving, Christmas, New Year's, just these really binge type events, right? When we just let it go, we just get so caught up in it. And a lot of it has to do with just, the connection. This is like the time that most families come together. And what's sad is because you have access to your loved ones throughout the year and you don't ever go see them then. So it's like we depend on these times to really bring us together, but it's for the wrong reasons. I mean, I see these violations all the time. It's like we are like the biggest suckers, humans are, for like snacks and unhealthy shit. Like, can you resist the donuts? Like all the sweets and stuff are going to be showing up in the workplaces if they haven't already. Can you swerve on that shit? Or by default, because someone brought it, you have to indulge, you have to participate. Why? Why do you have to participate? Be the example. It is so magnetic. It is sexy AF when somebody transforms their life. And yeah, people aren't going to like it. But the right people will. The right people will big you up. They will be like, dang, look at you. Holy smokes. Because energy don't lie and results can't be denied. Real results. Words, that's all shit talking. If you have to tell people, oh, I'm getting in shape, and you don't look it, then you ain't getting in shape. If you have to post, oh, back to the gym, it's like, that's not going to last. I guarantee it. Most 99% of people that post, oh, back at it, back at the gym, like day one, post day 100. Don't post day one. That's the real flex. Is ghosting. It's not needing the validation. It's not needing people to say, oh, awesome, good for you, yay, blah, blah, blah. No, you need to validate yourself. You need to believe in yourself. And to do that, that means you need to shut down all these distractions, shut down everything, start unfollowing things that trigger you, that trigger your limiting beliefs, that trigger your unworthiness. Like if you're seeing stuff constantly when you're scrolling on these things on social media that trigger your like poverty mindset, your scarcity, you're not feeling good enough because someone has a new car or someone sold a home, you got to check your thoughts. Because successful people are the ones that believe in themselves. Successful people also believe in others, support others. When they see other people winning, they celebrate that. And you got to check what's really going on underneath the surface. Because that's the truth. If you see somebody that's like on a vacation and you're out there busting your ass, like, are you envious? Are you jealous? Are you angry? Do you feel that's unfair? If any of that stuff's coming up, that's the shit you need to self-discover. You need to not beat yourself up about it, but you need to know that you can shift. You can shift. You can become valuable because the beauty you see in others is in you. The health you see in others is in you. The confidence you see in others is in you. The success you see in other people, it's in you. But you're looking in a mirror, but you need to bring that out. You need to cultivate this stuff. And this takes focus. This takes dedication, consistency, commitment like never before. Turning your own life into your greatest project. That's what successful people did. They didn't give up. They kept believing even when the results haven't shown up, but they kept believing. They kept disciplined. They stayed locked in. Even when all the naysayers, all the doubters come through saying, come on, man, let's go out. Let's go do this. Come on, dude, this is dumb. How come you don't want to come out with us? How come you don't want to go do this no more? How come you don't want to sit around and fucking drink some beers, eat some pizza, and watch some fucking other people do whatever? It's like They're going to get you. They feel insecure. And that's why you have to stop caring about it. Stop looking out the window, looking in the mirror. This is the flex. This is the magic. This is the complete life experience, is for you to break past looking externally for the solutions and start looking within, cultivating the value, the worthiness, the strength, the beauty, the success, the love, the kindness, the generosity, the value within, the healing within. To truly sit there with yourself, by yourself, with God, and be like, I love myself. And I love myself so much, I'm going to start taking better care of myself. For real, for real. I'm not going to just say it. I'm not going to just think it. Because when you say it and you think it and you don't do it, boom, there goes the self-confidence. And it's hard to rebound from that. So the way that you rebuild your self-confidence, before we get into the breath work, is by setting the bar really low, really low. It almost sounds laughable, but you got to figure, I talk to people all the time, right? They see me lifting, 495, 500 pounds deadlifts. And I know guys that have literally hurt themselves trying to chase after what I'm doing. And I know when I first got back in the gym, several years back, I felt very insecure about myself because everyone was fucking pushing major weight. And it's like, oh, should I go a little heavier? It's like, and I had to check myself. I had to really go inside and say, dude, I'm not here for them. I'm here for me, and I'm here for the long haul. I'm not here to just fucking look buff and get ripped. I'm here because this is taking care of myself. I need this for me. If I want to continue doing life at the highest level of that I believe is possible, I want to stay high performance, doing the things I love outdoors, hiking and, moving about the earth. I need muscles to do that. You need muscles to do that. And if you're not doing any kind of resistance weight training, you are really, really at an increased state that you're going to probably be ambulatory, meaning you're going to need wheelchairs, walkers, canes. You're not going to be mobile in your later age because your muscles literally start to decrease every single year, your muscle mass. So how do you offset that? You maintain it. But I felt super insecure with everyone that's lifting weights. And at times I was like, I don't want to do this. I feel insecure in here. But at the end of the day, I said, dude, look in the mirror, not out the window. Look in the fucking mirror. Be proud of yourself for being here. Keep being here and you'll get the results. Keep showing up. Consistency over an extended period of time. Little by little, over an extended period of time, major results come through. Major. This is the one thing, self-improvement, this self-discovery, self-mastery journey. It is the one area that you are guaranteed results. Guaranteed. You are guaranteed to start winning if you go down this journey. And if you need help, reach out to me. Results kill excuses at Gmail. Reach out to me if you need accountability. If you need positive affirmations, if you'd like to sit down for a one-on-one strategy session for your life. Because the truth is, 2025 has already started. I'm going to say that again. There's a video out there that I put out recently. But 2025 started on October 1st. And y'all are like, what the hell is this guy talking about? He's crazy. Turn it off. So there's something called the 90-day rule. And that means that what you do today is going to show up in 90 days. It doesn't show up tomorrow. Like how you feel, you'll feel it tomorrow. Like if you overindulge, you overeat, and you really just like kind of veg out on your body, yeah, you're going to feel shitty tomorrow, but it's going to really show up in 90 days. But it's also in the positive. If you put in the work today, it's going to show up in 90 days. And so you're already where we're at right now, going towards the end of November, we're already like into March of 2025 in terms of results. So when you say, oh, new year, new me, or when the new year comes, that's when I'm going to really get after it. Bullshit. That's already happened. And winners know this. Successful people know this. This is the separation season right now because most people are going to go with the norm, stay in the complacency, and ease up. People that have that growth mindset, that success, and that self mastery on their mind, they're going to put in the work. They're going to double down on what they're doing right now in this season. And even if that means ghosting people, families, and events, saying no to parties, saying no to things in order to preserve your own progress. What is it worth to you? But again, if you have a pattern of self-sabotage, of self-betrayal, and a need for acceptance because of abandonment wounds, how can you say no? The only thing, because you can't be alone. The cool thing is that I'm hoping, well, not even hoping, I'm building a community of like-minded people on the Results Kill Excuses app for us to come together collectively so that you don't have to feel alone. So I'm seeing 111 on the timer. You don't have to do this alone. One thing I can't do is the work. I can't do the work for you. You can't do the work for me. But because there's a program and a brand called Results Kill Excuses now, you're hearing this. This has come to life. Where did it come from? I can literally show you a journal of mine from last year where I'm writing out, need to do a journal book, a workbook on how to start to improve, want to do an app. Like all of this stuff was envisioned. And this is all me doing this stuff because it's my passion project. It's me wanting to be able to not only provide for myself, but give back to you, give value to you, help other people eliminate their mental and emotional, spiritual and physical suffering in order to what? Become the best version of yourself. Start looking in the mirror, start loving who you are, changing your concept of self to one of loving kindness, acceptance, everything that you want. The golden rule, treat others the way you want to be treated. Well, how do you treat yourself? Most people, it's like shit. Most people treat themselves like shit. Most of you take better care of your cars than you do of your bodies. Right? There's no way you're going to put oil in your gas tank, but yet you put garbage down your mouth. And you're wondering why you feel like shit. You're wondering why you'd have no energy. You're wondering why you're so overweight. You're wondering why like your life is the way it is. And it's even just in your mind. You're not checking these negative thoughts. You're not questioning your limiting beliefs. Whew. I'm passionate. I hope you guys can at least see the fire in me. I appreciate everybody that's shown up for this live stream. Self-Improvement Sunday. I'm going to give one announcement right now, and you'll start to see a lot more promotions around it. But I am going to be doing a promotion between now and Christmas. Thank you. I appreciate that. But between now and Christmas, I'm going to be doing a promotion. I'm going to be giving away 6-month, 3-month, and 1-month free one-on-one coaching with me, transformational coaching, holding you accountable on all aspects of your life. I'm going to be giving away free coaching. This is a $1,500 value at the top end. $900 for the second prize, and $300 below that. And the way that you can enter is by helping me build this brand. And so I'm looking, the way that you get entered into this prize is by going into the resultskillexcuses.com shop, purchasing anything on the shop, from a sticker to a hoodie to a hat to a t-shirt. And that is what will get you entered into this incredible gift. It's an incredible gift because you can just imagine you finally being ready to turn your life around, saying, I'm sick and tired. I hear what this guy's saying. I'm ready. I might not know how to start. And then you go in, you purchase a hoodie, you purchase a shirt. And the next thing you know, me and you are meeting up for the next 6 months, one-on-one, working on your life, your strategies, your goals. You will not be the same person. What value do you put on that? I mean, that's priceless. It's priceless. And that's really the gift that I have. If you don't feel like investing in some merchandise, again, there's free content on the Results Kill Excuses app. All you need is a printer. You have to print these worksheets. And it's fun, man. The courses on there are super interactive. This one is breaking up with my addictions. You know, this is one of the lesson 4 of 5 where you need to list everyone that has been hurt by your addiction. There's a lot of accountability on these worksheets. And then below that, you write a letter to your addiction, ending your relationship and explaining why now is the time. I mean, this stuff is really thought out. It's literally me condensing 12 years of healing and therapy and all of the experiences that I've had, plus my professional experience in teaching and being in education, my healing journey, my gifts, and condensing it for you so that you're not just trying to figure it out. You literally have focus from someone that is walking the walk, talking the talk, has been there and done that, and is now turning around and saying, let me help you. There's over a month. Thank you for the purchase on the hoodie. I appreciate that. I saw that come through. Yeah. So again, you will be entered in the prize for one-on-one coaching for each that were made yesterday. It's going to go from last Friday through Christmas. And so you'll see some more promotions on it. Give it a consideration. If the message is resonating with you, it would mean the world to me for you to purchase some gear. I'm telling you, there's positive energy on this. You wearing a Results Kill Excuses shirt at the grocery store, at the gym, out in nature, people will stop you and say, I really like that. That's a cool shirt. And then it's like in and of itself, it holds you accountable, because just by wearing something that expresses this type of message, it literally is it's you already showing that you're capable of inspiring change in others. And that's a beautiful thing. So again, thank you, Brian, for your support. I'm inviting everyone else to also support and hopefully a chance to win some really transformational coaching from me. I mean, the people that I've worked with have had tremendous success. You can tell just even those that are really digging into the message on a daily basis, like people that are really like hearing and feeling aligned with the message. Read the comments. I mean, this is powerful stuff that's coming through. And I believe that the time is now for me. That means the time is now for you if you're hearing this message. So I'm really excited to be offering up the free coaching as a prize for everyone that makes a purchase on resultskillexcuses.com in the shop. There's also on the app going to be a few challenges that I'm completing right now. One's going to be a 24-hour challenge, which I think is really important. The reason why a 24-hour challenge, it seems like it's short, but I'm telling you, some people, you're just so caught up in like a negative cycle or an addiction or just something that's got you where you're just like, you need to be present. You need something to reset. And so I think I have it priced at like $5.99. So like a big Starbucks for the price of a double large Starbucks, right? Or a couple energy drinks. You can literally dig in for 24 hours, go hard stop, cold turkey on yourself. And there's like guided content that's going to be coming out this week, a 72-hour challenge, which is kind of like a reverse weekend bender. Again, it's really about getting you present. And I think that these are going to add a lot of value, and then a 7-day challenge as well. So I don't want to say I'm just getting started, but the momentum is starting to pick up. I know I feel it. I think some of you all feel it. And so thank you so much to everyone that's been participating, contributing, sharing the message, subscribers. It means the world to me, because I do believe the world needs to hear a message such as this. I believe that it's not all about the fitness. I believe it's not all about the success, like money wise. I believe the real goal in life is to love ourselves, to feel whole and complete within who we are. And in doing that, then guess what? We start taking better care of ourselves. We start trusting ourselves, and then we start to accomplish our life's purpose, our calling in life. It finds us, it reveals itself. We start to believe that deep desire that we've always ignored and never felt good enough to accomplish, it actually opens up, it unfolds, and it says, oh no, this is it. This is what you were supposed to do all along. And that's why it never went away. So with that being said, let's do a breath work exercise to close out this session. What I'm thinking that we'll do is we'll do some breathing. So if you're on right now, just go ahead and like start to get yourself comfortable. And I'm even gonna hit the bowl here real quick just to kind of clear the energy. So you can just kind of stretch out a little bit. I'm gonna probably turn off one of these guys. Just get a little more comfortable in your space. Find a place of comfort. We'll do some breath work to really just kind of calm our nervous systems and our stress, release some stress. And then we'll go into a visualization. I want to do a visualization to help you to forgive the self-betrayal, the self-abandonment, and the fear of being alone. So let's just go ahead and start breathing in through our nose and out through our mouth. Just really focus in on your breath. In through your nose, hold. 3, 2, 1, release. And back in through your nose, just connecting with your breath. Inhale. And hold at the top. You can close your eyes, you can relax and just hold at the top. 3, 2, 1. And as you exhale, I want you to even be audible. I'll give you an example where it should be, ah. That may feel a little awkward or silly, but again, this is all a part of that process of releasing what other people are worried about, releasing what other people are thinking about. Because the truth is, they're not thinking about you as much as you think they're thinking about you. Just be centered on yourself in this moment. So This time I want us to go in through our nose 2 inhales. So I will demonstrate, and it's going to be, and then hold 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. And I want you to push out all the air, all that life force energy out of your lungs completely, so that automatically, without thought, you're going to take in that next breath of air in through your nose. Double, hold at the top. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, exhale. Let it all go. Let it all go. Exhale more. Slowly let it go. Just let all that stress go. Then you're going to inhale again, double inhale, and hold. And as you're holding, I want you to start visualizing a desire, a goal that you have. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release, exhale. Let go of all the stress. Let go of all your doubt. Let go of all the worries and the burdens. Just blow it all out. Release it as it exits your body. As you breathe back in, it's going to be breathing in life force and self-confidence, self-validation. Breathe in. Double. Hold. And I want you to visualize an intention. I want you to visualize something new you will do this week. I want you to see yourself doing this activity. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Let it all go. Let all the doubt go. Release all the doubt. Release all the fear. Release all the hesitation. Then you're going to breathe back in through your nose. Hold. Again, visualizing something new, a new activity this week. What is something new that you may even do today? Something new. Let it come. Let it show up for you right now, right here. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale. Let out all the doubt. Let out all the stress, the concern, all those thinking thoughts, the critical voice in your head. Just let it all go. Let's do one more deep breath in and hold. Again, visualize the new. Visualize this new activity. See yourself doing it. Totally immerse yourself in the experience as you're holding that life force energy, letting it build inside of you. Hold. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Release. Exhale all the doubt. Exhale that critical voice. Exhale your disbelief. I want you to just start to connect. As you come back to it, I just want you to start to connect with your natural breathing in through your nose, out through your mouth, just softly breathing. Just focus on that breath, that life force energy as it comes in, down your throat, into your lungs, out through your mouth. Just really relax, feel safe, feeling calm, feeling secure in this moment, knowing everything is perfect. Everything right this moment is exactly how it should be. Now I want you to picture yourself walking down a hallway. I want you to be observant of the floor, what type of materials on the floor, this really long hallway. I want you to visualize the walls, the ceiling, the lighting. As you're walking down this hallway, I want you to start to Notice that there's pictures on this hallway on both sides of the wall. And as you start to observe these pictures, you notice that you see images of times when you were successful. You see these snapshots as if there was always a hidden camera photographer catching the perfect shot of a time that you felt incredible, a time that you were successful. And I just want you to keep walking and observing on both sides of the wall these snapshots in time when you were successful, when you felt like you were a champion, like you felt everything was perfectly aligned and that you were victorious. You felt good about yourself. You felt proud of who you were. You see these pictures, you see your smile in some of these images. And it really just allows you to just really feel good about yourself, confident, like your confidence is back. You're feeling like you're a superhero. You're brave, you're courageous, that you're worthy of success because you see the successful moments of your life, big and small, captured in these images as you walk down this hallway. And as you continue to walk down the hallway, you notice that there's a door. I want you to imagine this door, the texture, the color, and you see that there's a handle. I want you to walk up to the door and reach out to that handle and open the door. And as you open the door, you see a room, dimly lit, warm, inviting. You see a roaring fire. As soon as the door opens, you can feel the radiant warmth of the fire, the crackling of the wood. And you see this chair that looks so cozy and comfortable right in front of the fireplace. So you walk over to the chair and you sit down and you relax. And you're just enjoying the warmth, the radiant heat as it reaches your skin and your face and your chest. You're just enjoying this moment, feeling safe, feeling cozy, comfortable, feeling whole and complete. You even feel valuable. This place feels luxurious. It feels well done. It feels very orderly and clean, spacious. And as you're sitting there enjoying the fire, someone walks in the room and they approach you on your left, and you look up and you recognize this person. And it dawns on you that this is your higher self. They introduce themselves to you and they pull up a chair seated in front of you by the fire. And they look to you and they say, I have a message for you. And with great joy, you meet them with excitement to hear what they have to say. Please share with me the message that you have come to share with me. They begin to share the message with you now. Hear the message. And as they begin to finish sharing this message with you, you stand up, they stand up, and you embrace. You just feel this warmth and this connection with your higher self that feels just so complete. It feels so authentic and real, and you're just so grateful to be holding yourself in this way. And you end your embrace, and they tell you one last message. And you sit back down, and they exit the room. As you're sitting there reflecting on the message, you look and you see a nightstand next to the chair you're sitting on. And there's a notepad and a pen. You pick up the notepad and the pen, and I want you to write down the most important part of the message you just received from your higher self. And as you finish writing down this message, just really receive it in your heart, in your mind, in your soul. And you put the notepad back down on the nightstand, and you hear someone else walk in the room. They approach you on the right side, and you realize that it's your younger self. Your inner child has come to say hello, come to give you a message, and you stand up and you embrace your child self, and you pick that child up, and they wrap their legs around you and their arms around you, and you just holding them in the air, giving this big bear hug, and you're feeling very emotional. You're really, really, really feeling the emotions of this moment, of this reunion, of this connection. And they whisper in your ear, I have a message to tell you. And so you sit down and you put them on your lap, just feeling their warmth, feeling every detail from your inner child, from their hair to their eye, their skin, the radiant glow of their youth, the clothes they're wearing, the shoes, the socks. And you're just so grateful that they have come to see you and visit you in this moment. And you connect with each other in their eyes, and the child says, can I share a message with you? And you say, yes, please share your message. And they begin to share a message. Receive the message now. And as they finish sharing this message with you, tell them how much you love them and care for them, how much you appreciate their visit today. They share one final message. And they jump up out of your lap and they turn to you and smile and give you a high five. And they say that they're going to go out and play and they'll see you again soon. And you say, okay, I'll see you again soon. And as they leave the room, you look back down to your notepad and your pen and you pick it up and you write down what the most important message that you received from your inner child was. And as you finish writing the message from your inner child, you reflect on these two encounters you had, one with your higher self and the other with your inner child. As you're sitting there and reconnecting with the fire and hearing the crackling of the wood, feeling the warmth of the heat, you decide to write a message to yourself about this experience. Please write a message to yourself on this notepad. And as you finish writing this message to yourself, you decide it's time to go from this room, and you tear that sheet of paper out of the notepad and you put it in your pocket, fold it and put it in your pocket. Return the notepad back to the nightstand and you stand up and you exit the room back into the hallway. And as you're walking down the hallway, you start to reconnect with the images on the wall. But this time the images appear different to you. They appear as if they are a time in the future as you observe yourself. But you see that these are moments of success, moments of victory yet to come, but they've already been captured in the now. And so as you continue walking down the hallway, you start to notice all these moments of success, of victory, of happiness and joy, of love, of great life experiences that have yet to be experienced. Allow yourself to really observe these images yet to pass, your future self, finding success, finding happiness, finding joy as you continue walking down the hallway. You see these images, you see everything working out even better than you could ever imagine. You see your smile on your face, you see people around you that are loving you and caring for you. You see yourself celebrating and happy, again with this photographer from the future, having these images on the wall. As you continue to walk down the hallway, you notice the door. And you walk up to this door, reach your hand out, and you pause for just a moment. knowing that on the other side of this door is your future, and your future is now. That you leave your past behind, and that you truly embrace the images of success, the best days yet to be realized. But you're committed, you're clear, you're certain that now is the time. And as you open up the door, the room fills with light, and you step into the light, and you feel the warmth, you feel the peace, you feel a great sense of relaxation as you are standing now in your future, which is now. And as I count down from 5, I want you to just put your hands over your heart and repeat after me. I am now ready to release all the pain from my past. And I am now ready to become and to be the best version of myself. You can put your hands down, and as I count down to 5, you can just start to slowly come back into your body. Slowly reconnect with your heart and your breath. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Open up your eyes. Go ahead and stretch out. Give yourself a good stretch. Give yourself a big hug. Thank yourself for being here, for experiencing your potential. That's awesome, man. I appreciate all of you for being here in this moment. I'm going to clear the energy. How you guys doing? Good? We good? Your homework is to take out that sheet of paper and get yourself a sheet of paper and write down those messages from your higher self, from your child, and from yourself to yourself. To write those down, take a picture of them, save it as your screenshot. Hopefully they're things of inspiration. Hopefully it's healing, but it should be something that you should really fall back on for the next week or so to really receive deeply the messages that you were given, the gift that you were given throughout that experience. You're welcome, Brian. I appreciate you so much. I appreciate all of you for being here, for choosing to invest in you today. This experience is certainly one of the many ways that you can invest in yourself, and guaranteed you're always going to have a return on that investment. So I hope that today you truly give yourself some time to spend some time with yourself, continue cultivating a fruitful garden within. And know that if you have some weeds, if you have some undesirable fruits within your garden of your soul, of your mind, of your heart, of your body, that you have the ability to go in there and start to remove those and plant good seeds, plant the good seeds in order to bear the good fruits. I love you guys so much. I hope to continue connecting with you either here on YouTube or within the app. The private community is open and available. I am committed to getting in there and starting to post more of these type of sessions, but only for those that are a part of the app. I definitely want to create some separation there, some exclusivity. I know a lot of people need to disconnect from the social. And I think that the app gives us the ability to do that, to create that container where you're just focused there. There's work for you to do, connections for you to do. So if you are listening to this message and you're part of the app, go into the community pages and introduce yourself, connect. If you're working on one of the courses, there's course community pages too, so we can start conversations there to strengthen, to cheer, to build each other up, to pick each other up. And with that being said, thank you so much for being here. It's not easy putting myself out here like this, but it's worth it. It's worth it. There's been many days where I'm like, why am I doing this? Questioning it. And then it's like, just like how the message has popped up for so many of you in alignment where you're like, this is exactly what I needed when I needed it. There's reciprocity there. There's many days where I'm like, why am I doing this? And then boom, someone says, hey, thank you so much for the message. And I'm like, okay, it's worth it. It's worth it. It really is. When you get yourself aligned with your highest self, you find your calling greater than your purpose. I'll leave you guys with that. Do you know the difference? Most people are like, I don't know what my purpose is. I don't know. And it's like, your purpose is easy. It's easy. Become the best version of you. So sit there and say, well, what's the best version of me? What are you doing now? What habits, what rituals, what patterns, what behaviors, what thoughts, what activities do you do? And you got to give yourself permission to sort of account for these things and realize, is the things you're doing now the best, or could you do more? Be more. And it doesn't mean you have to do everything all at once. Little improvements. This is how you build the self-confidence. Little improvements, low expectations, right? Do a little bit today, a little more tomorrow, a little more, a little more, a little more. And eventually you got a total life transformation unfolds. But it's maintaining that consistency over a long period of time. So again, thank you so much, you guys. I appreciate you for tuning in here, being a part of this community, family. I think someone had said that. Hello, family. This is a family. I've always looked at, the collective, the tribe as family first. I mean, people, I think I heard a few comments this week. I need a friend like you. Well, you got a friend like me. You got a brother like me. You got an older brother like me or a younger brother like me. It's like, we're all walking each other home. That's how I see this life. We're all just walking each other home. Let's not tear each other down. Let's lift each other up, build each other up, cheer each other on, and really just radiate that energy into this world. So I love you guys so much. Thank you so much for being here. You know the drill. Results kill excuses, because if it was easy, it wouldn't be worth it. Greg's out.